Hey y'all, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about a really strange way that we can divide. It's not my personal favorite way of dividing, but if you have a hard time doing your multiplication facts, sometimes this method can be easier for you if you're trying to divide until you learn your regular multiplication facts. So let's look at how the bank method works. The bank method works like this. We say, for example, I've got 416, and I'd like to divide that by 8. Instead of using our normal method where we would divide and then multiply and then subtract and bring down, what we're going to do is we're going to take this, we're going to draw a line all the way down here. Then over to the side, we're going to start what's called a bank. This bank is going to help us to understand how 8 can fit into 416. What we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, I know that 8 times 1 is equal to 8. That's really easy. Everybody knows that one. Well, most of us also know 8 times 2, and if not, we can quickly count it up. So 8 times 2, we're also going to write that one. 8 times 2 is equal to 16. Our 5's facts are the next easiest one. We can say 8 times 5 is equal to 40. 8 times 5 equals 40. If you know just those multiplication facts, you can actually solve this whole thing. Because what we're going to do is we're going to cheat. We're going to say, all right, 8 times 1 is 8, but I can use that information and I can add an extra 0 on. I can say 8 times 1 gave us 8. If I add an extra 0 onto this 1, 8 times 10 gives us 80. I can do the same thing with those other parts. I've got 8 times 2 gave us 16. So that means that 8 times 20 is going to give us 160. And I've got 8 times 5 gave us 40. So that means that 8 times 50 gives us 400. Okay, now we set up our bank. We can get pretty close to 416 with just this. All we're going to do is we're going to say, okay, what's the biggest one of these numbers from our bank that we can put into 416 without going over? Well, I can put in an 8, I can put in a 16, I can put in a 40, an 80, a 160, a 400. I can even fit this biggest one, the 400, in there without going over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write right underneath the 416, 400. And I got that by doing 8 times 50. So I'm going to write 50 over here on the other side of this line. I said 50 sets of 8 is 400. Then I'm going to do my subtraction. Minus, and this gives us 16. Now I go back and I ask, what's the biggest thing I can fit in now? Well, I can fit in the 8, I can fit in the 16, I can't fit in the 40, so I can't use this one, but since I can fit in 16, I'm going to write 16 here. And that was 2 sets of 8, so I'm going to write a 2 over here. Then I'm going to subtract, and since I have nothing left to take away, I know that I've actually found my answer. Wait a second, doesn't look like I wrote an answer up here. Well, all I have to do is I have to take these ones and I have to add them together to find my answer. 50 plus the 2 gives us our answer of 52. Okay, let's go over that again and then we'll try another example. All I did is I took my regular fact and I drew a big line down the side. Then I built my bank. My bank was from easy numbers that I did know the multiplication for. I chose 1, 2, and 5 because those are, for me, the easiest things to multiply 8 by. 1, 2, and 5. Then I cheated and I was able to jump ahead to bigger numbers by saying 8 times 1 with an extra 0 is the same thing as 8 times 10. So now I've got 80. 8 times 2 with an extra 0 is the same thing as 8 times 20. So now I've got 160. 8 times 5 with an extra 0 is the same thing as 8 times 50, so now I've got 400. Then I saw the biggest thing from my bank that I could fit in. It was 400. So I put 400 up here. I took that away and I made sure to mark that that was 50 sets of 8. Now I had 16 left, I do the same thing. What's the biggest thing I can fit in? It's 2 sets of 8, which is 16, so I take away 16, and I write over here that I had 2 sets of 8. To find my answer, I just add these up. Let's try another one. In fact, let's try one with 2 digits. So now I'm going to try 2075, 2075, divided by 25. 2075 divided by 25. The first thing I'll do is I'll draw this big line down the side. Then I'm going to start making my bank. 25 times 1 is 25. Then I know that 25 times 2, just like 2 quarters, is 50 cents. That's going to give me 50. 25 times 5, maybe you don't know that one, but we could figure it out. It's only one set of multiplication. 25 times 5 gives us 125. And then from there, I'm going to do my cheating. I'm going to jump ahead. I'm going to say 25 times 10, adding that extra 0 on, is equal to 250. All I did is I added that extra 0 on. 25 times 20 is 500, and 25 times 50 is 1,250. All I did was I added that extra 0 on. Now let's try to see what's the biggest thing I can fit in. I could fit 25, I could fit 50, I could fit 125, I could fit 250, I could fit 500, I could even fit 1,250. So I'm going to write that number in. I'm going to write in 1,250. And I'm going to mark that I had 1,250 by doing 50 sets of 25. Then I'm going to do my subtraction. 5 minus 0 gives me 5. 7 minus 5 gives me 2. 0 minus 2 I can't do, so I have to borrow. 10 minus 2 gives us 8. And 1 minus 1 gives us nothing, so 825. Okay, again, I go back and I look and I see what's the next biggest thing that I could fit in. I can't fit 25, I can fit 25, I can fit 50, I can fit 125, I can fit 250, I can fit 500, but I can't fit 1,250 into 825. So I can't fit this one in. I'm going to go with the next biggest one, which is 500. So I'm going to write 500 in there. And I got that by doing 20 sets of 25. So I'm going to write 20 over here. Now I'm going to do my subtraction. 5 minus 0 gives me 5. 2 minus 0 gives me 2. 8 minus 5 gives me 3. 325. I go back over to my bank and I see what's the next biggest thing I can fit in. 25, yes. 50, yes. 125, yes. 250, yes. So I know that I can fit 10 sets of 250 in there. I couldn't fit 500 in there, so I'm going to write 10 over here. And that was going to give me 250. Then I do my subtraction. 5 minus 0 gives me 5. 32 minus 25 is going to give me 7. So now I've got 75. Some of you will know already how many sets of 25 will go into 75, and you could jump right to there and write that number down over here. But if not, don't worry. What's the biggest thing we can see? It's this 2 sets of 25, which is 50. Then I have this 1 set of 25 left until I finally get 0 down here. Now to find my answer, all I have to do is I have to add this 1, this 2, this 10, this 20, and this 50. When I add those all up, I'll find my full quotient. So for example, 50 plus 20 plus 10 plus 2 plus 1. 50 plus 20 is 70, plus the 10 is 80, plus the 2 is 82, plus the 1 is going to give us 83. So our answer is 83. All right, that was a little complicated. Now let's try another one. And let's see where we sometimes have an issue. Sometimes we have an issue if it doesn't fit in there nicely. So let's try 524 divided by, and again, I'm going to draw this big long line here. Sometimes this is called the big 7 method. So I've got 524 divided by 8. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to build my bank. 8 times 1 is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 5 is 40. Then I'm going to do my cheating method and add on the extra zeros. 8 times 10, which is just 1 with an extra 0, is 1's answer with an extra 0, 80. 8 times 20 is 160. 8 times 50 is 400. So now I have to see what's the biggest thing I can fit in there. The biggest thing I can fit is the 400. So I'm going to write 400. And that was got by doing 8 times 50. So I'm going to write 50 here. I'm going to do my subtraction, and I end up with 124. Then I try again. I can't fit 400, I can't fit 160, but I can fit 80 in there. So that's going to be 10 sets of 8. That's 80. I'm going to do my subtraction, and I have 44 left over. Then I try again. 8 times 5 gives us 40. 8 times 5 gives us 40, so I've got 40 here, and a 5. I have a 4 here. Now here's where it sometimes is tricky. Because there's nothing else I can fit in, even an 8 times 1 won't fit into the 4, this 4 is our remainder. So let's add up all of our stuff, and then we'll remember that we have this remainder down here. 50 plus 10 plus 5 is going to give us 65, with a remainder of this 4. So 65, remainder 4. That's our bank method. Okay, now I'm going to give you one for you to try. I'd like you to try using the bank method, even if you know a different method that works better for you. I just want you to try the bank method. So try the bank method on this one. 248 divided by 4. 248 divided by 4. Go ahead and pause the video and see if you can solve this. When you're done, unpause the video and come back and we'll solve it together. All right, welcome back. Let's go ahead and solve this one. So 4 and 248, first thing I do is I make my bank. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 5 is 20. Then I do my cheating method to add on the extra zeros. 4 times 10 is 40. 4 times 20 is 80. And 4 times 50 is 200. Now I look to see what's the biggest thing I can fit in there. Well, the biggest thing I can fit in there is this 200. So I'm going to write in 200, and I got that by doing 4 times 50. So I'll write the 50 over here. I do my subtraction. I have 48 left over. Then I look and I say, okay, what's the biggest thing I can fit in now? I can fit in the 20, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fit in the 20. I got that by doing 4 times 5. So I'll do my subtraction, and I have 28. Well, guess what? The biggest thing I can fit in is still another 20. So I'm going to put another 20 in there. I'm going to subtract that away. I've got 8. I did that by having 5 sets of 4. Then I look at my next things. I see 4 times 2. Well, 4 times 2 gives us 8. I've got an 8 here, and I've got a 2 here. Because I end up with 0, I know there's no remainder. And to find my answer, all I have to do is add all of these numbers on the side up. 50 plus 5 plus 5 plus 2 gives us 62. Our answer is 62. How'd you do? Okay, I hope this helped you. If you have some trouble with dividing, let me know down in the comments. Hope to see you again next time. Bye.